All right, so today is August 26th of 2024, and we're gonna do this real quick because yeah, I'll try to do this real quick. Okay, so last week, let's just go over Friday real quick. Okay, so Friday came into the morning expecting Jay Powell speech, Jay Powell to speak, and right after morning, if you look at the live stream, I didn't uh I was not impulsive a lot at all actually, because I had expected price to act irrationally, and it did. It did momentarily, and the clue you have to look at is not necessarily what he's saying, but the time he starts talking to the time he stops speaking. The time is the most important. Most important key here. Time. So I was looking after because you never know when he's actually going to stop speaking. Um, so you just, I guess, keep your eyes glued to whatever screen you're watching. Not necessarily what he's saying, but again, it relates to time, and time is one of the most important factors here. So if you look at the time he stopped speaking, you'll know that he did stop speaking at around 12:50, I think. Not 12:50, at around 10:30. Wow. At around 10:30, and at 10:30, what happened? I had drawn, well, I hadn't drawn, but there's a big 4 hour gap here, 4 hour gap here, but I wasn't too excited about that one. What I did do was I actually drew the 60-minute gaps to see what price would do within those areas. Okay, so as we saw, as soon as he started speaking, we saw price draw above this gap here, closed above it, and then we also had this gap up here, this gap here, and this gap here. Here, price rebalanced this whole gap, and obviously, as you can see here, at the time he stopped speaking, price had not yet swept this high, but here it did. That to me is SMT, along with SMT and the daily, gave us indication to start looking for an entry up here. And if you look at July 9th, same play. Obviously, at July 9th, it was to the upside, but this one was to the downside because my bias was bearish. My bias was bearish. And so I began to look for an entry short as soon as he stopped speaking. As soon as he stopped speaking, I was watching the 15-minute. Higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high, lower high. SMT got short right above here, covered into this old high here for about a 90 point win. I did not. Uh, I covered right here. The beauty of that was that this was actually a mini, so that made my whole week, month, really. Not really a month, but that made my whole week really. Let's just say it like that. So very happy on the day. Um, Unfortunately, or not fortunate, not unfortunately, but that did not happen during the macro hour. So little tricks here and there. You have to be able to time the market for specific signals. And if you look, let's take a look here. Okay. All right. This is a ninth right here. Once again, Powell started speaking. Price started to go on a little haywire right here compared to the NQ. Let's just assume that this is NQ here. Here we have low, higher low. On NQ we had a higher low and a lower low. So that again is SMT, and we drew price drew higher after that. And what time did it happen? It happened right after he stopped speaking. So little tricks here and there. So going into the afternoon, what I had wanted to see was what I wanted to see price continue to hold lower so that we could see price draw lower because again my bias was lower, so that's what I expected. Again, then I started and I started seeing how price was doing at 50%. We have 50% of the range here. right here, and I noticed that we were still price is still trading at this gap here. Same thing here on this gap here. Now, in hindsight, the long would have been a better trade, but I was bearish biased, so I kept to my bearish theory here, and so I began looking for reasons to get short. Found one here first. Found another one here again. All right, and as soon as you notice SMT, you start looking for something. You start looking for reasons to get short. And as you can see here, price drew above and closed above this high. But what happened with the next candle? The next candle immediately drew lower. Immediately drew lower. So I just started watching. I wasn't in here because there was no entry here. There was just this long down move, meaning it rejected this gap here and still closed below constant encroachment here. On E and Q, on ES, however, price was already closing above, but same thing. There was no gap here, but the SMT kept me uh, kept me still looking for a short. So this is first stage SMT. Okay, first stage SMT, and the fact that price drew closed above this gap here and then immediately rejected gave me reason to start looking at this one. Why did I start looking at this one? Well, again, during the 1300 macro, there was no entry for me. So I just kept watching, and we drew equal highs and equal lows. Same thing here, equal lows. Okay, so as soon as price broke this high, I just started looking at SMT again because I was looking for first stage and then second stage. Here you have first stage, second stage. As soon as you see that, you hit those sell buttons and you target these lows here. Now, in hindsight, again, the long was the better option, but to me, I was bullish, I was bearish bias, so I started looking for longs. I got in right above here. Now, again, SMT is all you need, and as long as you sell at low risk buy, your stop could be up here, thus, making your risk reward a lot more lucrative. And if it gets stopped, then you're done for the day. This happened during the 1300 macro. What I love about this trade is that as soon as I realized that there was no entry in these areas here, I immediately stopped being compulsive and I just watched until the 1500 macro, and I'm proud of that because again, em, em, emotionally controlling your emotions is one of the hardest things anybody can do, whether it's in trading or any in general or any social situation in general or any situation in general. And so I began to look for shorts covered into this area. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. Now, with this one, it was actually a mini, not a mini, micro, because obviously I had a pretty big one earlier, but I wanted to get in on this too because this just seemed too good to pass up. And so once we got that, I was pretty happy. Ended up with like I think it was about 40 points. On the reversal though, the only thing I didn't like, or I shouldn't have, or I wouldn't have taken it either way, was that once it drew into this 1500, there really was no entry here unless you look to enter at inverses. I do like inverses, but I also want to see regular gaps. Inverses plus regular gaps are a go-to for me. I won't get in unless they're both of those are present, and there was nothing present. There is an institutional order flow entry drill here to target this area or any other high after that, but I just don't like these types of entries because it can just as easily draw lower. So I wasn't too in love with that. But yeah, those were my two trades for that day. Um, Pretty good, pretty good trades. Now, oh no, I just deleted something I didn't want to, but that's fine. Okay, so my let's go over my bias for the week. Okay, so my bias for the week, I was doing some back testing this past weekend. I thought I deleted all of the drawings I did in this area. What I'll do is when I back test, I'll pick a random date and just trade it like a regular day. without skipping ahead, without doing anything, because that just keeps your memory fresh. So you need to do that. But let's just take a look real quick. Okay, so my bias for the week. So what am I expecting this week? I am bullish still. Order flow is still bullish. On ES, we closed above this gap here, so that's a reclaimed gap. Here on NQ, we're still below this huge order block here, which pushed price down. So we do know that there's a lot of liquidity here. But just because there's a lot of liquidity here and order flow is bullish doesn't mean that we won't retrace first. And that's what I'm looking for this week. I'm looking for a retracement into this area here, not necessarily all the way down here, but maybe just um, a quick draw into this area, and then we see the draw higher. So that is my weekly. Um, that's what I see on the weekly. I would like for price to draw into this area here. On the daily, let's take a look here. Wait. Oh, right here. PDL, previous week low. So previous week low is also a previous day low. Okay, so on the daily, I'm looking for a draw back into this area. Why? Because we have this breaker here. Swing low, swing high, swing low. Breaker. So I would like for price to draw into this area here. Um, the higher, the higher, the the least it trades into this area, the better. Meaning that I don't want to see price trade into this area. I want to see price maybe pierce a little bit and then draw higher. Same thing here. Maybe pierce a little bit in this area and then draw higher. I'm keeping these new week opening gaps there to see if maybe we get these act as magnets, and then price pushes off of that later on in the day. I was short yesterday and I got stopped out, but I'll go over that here in a second. Okay, so again, I am expecting for price to come into this bullish block here. Same thing here. I would like to see price draw into this area here. All right. Just make sure. All right, there. Okay. Does this one have a gap? Not as big as this one, so I'll keep this one here. But you know what? Just in case, let's do it. Okay, so again, as you can see here, price already did that, but we have relative equal lows here. So I would like to see price draw into this area and then draw higher after that. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a draw into below this area too. And if it does, then what I'll do is I'll just lower it to see where price is likely to go. But again, I am expecting for a midweek reversal maybe. So today I am looking for shorts, and tomorrow I will be looking for longs. Now, the only way I will stop looking for shorts is if price is already up here. If price is already up here, then I still might look for shorts, but I will have to see clear displacement just like it did on this day right here. Just like it did on this day right here. Okay, so on the 4-hour, actually I can get rid of this. I don't need this anymore. I can also get rid of this. I don't need this anymore either. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have, this is also previous week low. Alright. You know what? Let's do the weekly one because the weekly one is um, much more meaningful. And if it draws below the weekly low, then I'll start using the daily to gauge it. Right here. Now the reason why I'm not extending this one down here is because again I am looking to see if it draws the previous week low. If it does, then I'll re-add the calibrate the daily. But in the meantime, let's just do that. Okay, so on the hourly, like again, we have this whole area rebalanced here. Same thing here. We have this whole area rebalanced. We do have a market maker buy model here with SMT down here, SMT down here. So I would not be surprised if price drew above here, and I think it did because I did get stopped out. So again, these areas have been rebalanced, so I'm not going to use these. I am still using this liquidity void here. I want to see if price rejected this area here, if price drew higher. Now yesterday, I was bearish, and so I got in towards the high. Now in hindsight, I probably should have taken it down once price drew into this area, but I wanted to get the whole move down. That would have given me a 50-point win on one mini contract. So I got in about right here, and my stop was here. Now my stop should have been up here actually, but that's that was just a dumb mistake on my part, and so I'll take that. I don't care about that. But anyway, so because again, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a retracement lower. Why? Because we took liquidity here already. Sweep, displacement, retracement, draw lower, sweep, retracement, sweep, displacement, retracement, and I want to see a draw lower. So that's what I'm looking for that's what I'm looking for. Again, I got short here, and we did trade all the way into this area here. Again, that would have been a 20-point win as opposed to the I think it was 5 points that I ended up losing on one mini contract. But again, I was looking for a 50-point win at least. That would have made my whole week, and then I would have had to stop trading, and I would have just switched to micros, and then just try to grab little scraps here and there. But that's fine. So again, I am looking for draws lower, but I want to see how price closed and open around here to see if it gives me indication that price is weak. So let's go ahead and connect and see where we're at. 60 minutes, 60-minute. Let's take a look. My weekly objective is still up here. First weekly objective, second weekly objective. So whether it gets up here today or this week or whenever, then that's still up for debate. Okay, yeah. So here's where I got stopped, and I actually woke up at 5:40, and I had just got stopped out. So that kind of blows. So we do have SMT between ES and NQ. My bias remains bearish because we did sweep this high, and NQ we didn't, so that's SMT for you. In fact, maybe it would be a good time to maybe give it a second shot. No, I'm not gonna do that. All right, let's keep looking. Okay, so on NQ we have displacement lower. We have a sweep of this low. On ES we don't have a sweep lower. But again, that's still SMT between this high here. So two stages of SMT. Actually, three stages, because this high was swept, this high was not swept. So it does indicate that price may want to draw lower. So on ES, on NQ, what I want on ES, maybe one more sweep of this high, and then we get the draw lower. So that's what I'm going to be looking for today. I want to see how price reacts after it takes the highs. Yeah, I want to see how price reacts after it takes the highs. So I'm not going to get in just yet. What I do want to see again is displacement lower. Let's take a look and see what we have, because here, as you can see here on the on this gap here, price respected this area. Price did draw into concept encroachment. Right there, drew into it, closed above, way higher. Same thing on NQ. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this. Yeah, this is it right here. So this is where I should have taken my profit, like down here. Actually, yeah, but whatever, that's fine. Um, let's take this out. We have equal highs here, so again, I wouldn't be surprised if price sweeps this high here. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. We have equal highs. NQ has equal highs. Sweep. Oh wait, that's the 15-minute. Yep, we do have SMT here between this high and this high. But again, I am looking for shorts today. I'm not looking to get long. So a retracement for me is logical. So that's what I'll be looking for. If I get short here, what I will be looking for are these lows here, which is generated liquidity. As you can see, none of these lows were swept yet. This one was, but these are most important to me. On NQ it already did. So I want to see what price does after it sweeps this high here. Because if this high gets swept, then that still leaves SMT between this high and this high here. And SMT between this high and this high here. Well, this high and this high here. So again, I want to see what price does at these highs. If it continues to draw higher, then I will look to maybe if it draws above this area here and price closes very bullish on the 15-minute. 15-minute. I want to see how price closes on the 15-minute. Candle closes on the 15-minute and 1 hour are very important. If we get a close like this, you see after we swept this low here, still close below, but as you can see, pretty big wicks in that area. So again, for me, it all has to do with how price closes within those areas there. Okay. So again, here price already swept pools of liquidity, and what happens during sweeps? Price is either going to rebalance the imbalance, or so any imbalance is here, or it's going to run to take out liquidity. So again, I want to see what price does in this area or this area, because this is the imbalance that I'm looking for. So we searched external here, so now we might back to internal. We might go back to we might go back to internal, and then eventually take out external as well. Same thing here. I want to see what price does after it sweeps this high here. So I'm just watching for now. So I'm going to take these out. Actually, I don't need these right now because I want to see again. I want to see what price does in this area here. This right here, this down move and up move is completing the market maker buy model. So again, I want to see what price does up here. Let's draw this low to this high here. Okay. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Actually, I did not look at the 15-minute here. It did respect this gap here. So I'm not gonna change that just yet. Okay, so I want to see what price does here. We created these equal lows here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Okay, so we have consolidation. I'm wondering if this is the Judas swing manipulation. This could end up being the inverse gap. So let's label it as such. But again, 15-minute and 60-minute is all I'm looking for right now, because there's no trade up here. If I would have been up for the London session, then I most likely would have taken a long. Actually, no, there was no SMT during London either. So yeah, I wouldn't have traded London. It would have been nice to grab along, but there was no SMT at all whatsoever. Nope, there was none. Only just now there was. But again, since I'm bearish, I'm not looking to take a long right now. So again, I want to see what price does after it sweeps these highs here. Open is almost there. Just gonna wait. I've seen this before where price creates a double top, causing traders to believe the price is going to draw higher, and then it gets the mat um, gets swept from under them. And there was, when was this? I think it was a few weeks ago. Right here, equal highs, and price immediately drew lower. So anybody that was long right here got the rug swept from under them. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Again, I want to see what price does after it sweeps these lows. Now, if price continues to draw higher, once again, what I am looking for is I'm looking for the hourly to close very bullish, sort of like it did here, close way above. Then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an order block to get drawn in, order block, and then I want to see a few gaps in between that. As you can see here, there were no gaps, but here in the last one, there was a gap, order block, gap, draw higher. Gap here, order block, so it does make sense that price is drawing higher, but again, this could be just the area where price decides to reverse. So again, I am watching to see how price draws within the next couple of minutes, and the only way I'm able to keep my bias from deviating is by watching how the hourly and the 15-minute close and open. So I'm just going to be watching that for now. But anyways, I have to do something right now, so I'll be right back. All right. So we had an initial draw lower. Now it looks like we're drawing higher. Could be something there, but I don't want to give it until 9:50. We do have, and there are no news today, so it's highly unlikely that I do get into a trade. The only way I'll get into a trade is if I see a massive move of displacement. If I do, then that's the direction I'll look to trade. So we'll see. Um, News this week, all except yesterday, all except today, I mean. So we just swept the high, and that concludes this market maker buy model. I can go ahead and get rid of these right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this new day opening gap is still there. This new week opening gap is what I expect to use as a magnet. Damn, phlegm again. And as per usual, I do like shorting inclining dealing ranges. This one's declining still, but um, actually, let's do this because this is the smaller of the two dealing ranges. So just watching. Nothing on the 5 minute. I thought there was an inversion here, but nothing yet. So I'm gonna wait until maybe 9:40 to see if maybe an inversion was drawn. And Q's drawing higher. There is a sort of not this one. Some high, some low. So this one right here could be the unicorn model. Provides to draw higher. And if you're looking to trade this one, these would be the targets. Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit again is where is price drawing to right now? Where is it headed? What I'm looking for is I want to see a gap, and then I want that gap to remain open, maybe another candle. Then I want that displacement lower, and I want to use that gap or inversion as as an area of resistance for then price to start seeking the lows. That is a perfect what's the word uh, scenario, but obviously there's no such thing as perfect in the market, so just wishful thinking. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the 1 minute here, because this right here, I want to see how price closes here. The reason why I'm looking here is because this 5 minute open and closed up here. Depending on how it closes will give me a quick entry. Okay, no, I didn't get it. Darn. No entry. All right, but I am thinking about it. This could be a quick one, and my stop would be up here if it closes above this area here. I'm waiting till the minute is up. All right, so I'm short. Okay, I just got triggered. My entry's here. Stop is above here. If it closes above here, I mean. About a 15 point stop, 14 point stop. I really shouldn't be trading 9:30 open, but I really like this one. Let's see here, 20 more seconds. Oof, I'm not liking that. So about a 10 point stop. All right, damn. Not getting what I want. Couple more seconds. Gonna give it just a little more. My actual stop should be up here. 20 points. Yep, definitely not one of the good one. All right, so I took it off there. Let's see here. 20 point stop. That's fine. Wait. Oh, okay. Actually, I only had 15 point stops. All right, so that's fine. I'll take that. Definitely not. That's why I don't like trading the 9:30 open. But that's fine. I expected to see something. I liked how the 5 minute closed up here. So definitely want to see how it keeps closing. And I might give it another shot, but I do see here that price is not leaving any gap. So it might just be rebalancing this breaker here. So I'll just keep watching until the 10 o'clock macro. Definitely want to see this breaker though, how it reacts. See any immediate rebalances here. All right, so staying away for now. Just want to see how this unicorn behaves. Oh, and I am using micros. I'm not using minis with this one. Always micros. So good idea, bad execution. Just watching to see how the 15-minute opens and closes. I do like how this 15-minute is starting to wick up here. And if price draws lower without me, then that's fine, because what I'm looking for is actually the second stage of distribution, um, because that to me is the better of the two plays. I don't know, for some reason I'm able to, like always, I'm always able to catch the second stage of distribution a lot better than the actual first stage itself. And if I'm able to get that, then that one pays easy, just like it did a few weeks ago, right here and right here, catching this low up to this area here. Still pretty balanced area. No gaps here whatsoever. No gaps here whatsoever. Nothing to tell me that price is either drawing higher or lower. The only thing I do see here is that we do have sweeps here. So that's the only thing I see coming. The only thing I see as far as price action. So the earlier trade was just retarded. All right, so the 15-minute just closed. Yep, the 15-minute just closed. SMT between this high and the high and the low. So once again, still watching, waiting. 5 more minutes until the macro opens. Nothing. I don't see anything. There are no gaps here. The only gap I see is up here. So no entry. And Q I really like now because we are drawing lower here. But let's take a look. We are displacing, so that's a good indication. I need to see clear displacement. Okay, so once again, nothing. I don't see anything. No sweeps, no nothing. Just yeah, nothing. I don't see anything. Dollar is drawing higher, but it is kind of getting weaker above, similar to ES and NQ. This is what I'm watching right here. I want to see how price closes right there. And this right here is the same range between this high and this low and this high over here. So as far as the 15-minute, I want to see how the 15-minute closes in that area. All right, so we just tapped. We just drew into. We just hit macro. We just drew into 50% of that range. All right, so far we are respecting 50% of that range. So if anything, we might just trade within this range until the afternoon sessions. Um, I have nothing, no bias whatsoever. So in that in the in the interest of there being no data news today, there was something. Actually, there was, but I don't think that's enough. Durable goods orders. Yeah, durable good orders. Month over month. That really doesn't tell me anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it there. I may check back in at 11 just to see where price is. Um, but as it stands right now, I haven't. I don't like any of this price action. We do have sideways moves. We had a drawback away from this area. Now we drew back into this area here. So I want to see clear displacement, whichever way it wants to go. And I want to see a high or low get swept. It should be not this one, but this one now. So whichever low gets swept, then I want to see how price reacts after that. But if anything, I don't see anything today. I don't think we're gonna get anything. Maybe not until tomorrow. I'm okay that I only lost out, I think 15 points on that mini, so not big. But again, it was very stupid. It was a stupid trade because it was more out of impulse because I thought I saw something when actually in general I did because price never swept this high. So, I kind of do like this short here, but it was a little too early. My entry should have been like up here or something. But one of my rules is if I take an inversion entry, then I have to take my stop once price closes above it, once price violates that inversion, and that's what happened here. So in that retrospect, I like that I took the stop, but I don't like that I took an inversion. And when I just said that I'm not going to be looking to take shorts in that aspect. So now, just watching. I want to see how this area does. If price rejects that, then great. If price doesn't reject that, then I'll most likely be able to catch the the second stage of distribution in that area, which would be down here somewhere. But that's only during a trending market. And if we get a trending market today, meaning we start closing below these lows here, then that would be amazing, because then that tells me the price is looking to seek the lower areas of liquidity. So that's what I look for today. Uh, if it doesn't happen now, then it'll happen during the afternoon session. But anyways, that's it. So I'll see you tomorrow.